What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you remember, I had spoken to you about a friend who is a botanist. I was very curious to know why do the leaves look mushy in both cases, whether it's overwatering or underwatering. So I did get a reply from him and it was very clear for me to understand what he explained. So in both cases, whether overwatering or whether underwatering, now when I'm talking about underwatering, I'm talking about excessive underwatering. In both cases, the leaves will turn mushy. It's because the cells inside the plant tends to die. So now when I'm talking about this, it's in general for all of the plants, it's the same thing. But because this is a succulent channel, I'll be focusing more on succulents, but I'll also give you some examples of other plants as well. Now, as you can see over here, a perfect example of a succulent that is nor overwatered nor underwatered. It has got the right amount of water. So you can see the leaves are nice and stiff because they have enough water in the cells. So what exactly happens in underwatering? The cells start to lose their strong pressure, which is called as turgidity. It is basically a botany term. Now, under normal conditions, a plant cell has 3x the amount of pressure as a car tire has. So you can see the amount of pressure that a leaf has. Now, when a plant tends to lack water or when there is underwatering, the pressure starts to decrease, which allows the plant to wilt. Now in succulents, they will not wilt. This is more common in foliage plants like, let's say, coleus or peace lily. If you do not water them, the leaves will start to wilt. But it is not the case with our succulents because the leaves are designed in such a way that they are facing upwards. They are not going to bend like a foliage leaf, but they will start getting wrinkles on the plant. Now, the cell needs a certain amount of water in order to survive, but again, there is a little bit of leeway over here. Let's say this succulent has got underwatered, there are wrinkles, or let's say the peace lily, the leaves are starting to wilt, but the moment you water it, there is a certain time frame when the cells are not dead, they have lost the pressure, but the cells are still very healthy. The same thing goes with our succulents. The wrinkles will start to appear. They will become quite soft, but the moment you water it, within 24 hours, those wrinkles will disappear and the leaf is going to feel very stiff. Same thing with the peace lily. The peace lily leaves will start to get upwards because now the pressure has been maintained, the water has been added. Cells inside the plant were not dead because it was a very short period, so you went ahead and watered it. The cells were alive, they got the pressure back, so now the peace lily plant will start to get its leaves up, whereas in our succulents they are designed in such a way that they always tend to face upwards, so they will lose water, they will get wrinkles, but once that pressure is maintained inside the leaf, it will start to lose the wrinkles and it's going to become stiff once again. I will also put up the image what he had shared on the screen so you can get a fair idea of how this entire thing tends to look like. The image itself is self-explanatory. You can see the one on your left hand side. It is a well-balanced cell wherein there is enough water, but on the right hand side it is starting to lose water, so you can see how the entire thing tends to work. Now here I have some leaves. These are two healthy leaves. You can see they are nice and stiff, nice and soft, no spots, nothing, because this is a very well hydrated leaf. It has a good amount of pressure in it. But on the other hand, I have this. I was not able to break it out because this was an underwatered succulent. You can see this is how it tends to look like. This is a case of underwatered succulent. In an overwatered succulent, you will not have something like this. It is going to be very mushy. There will be water oozing out. But in underwatered succulent, when all the cells tend to die, this is how it's going to look like. Here is another one, a little bit transparent, but it is completely dry from inside. And also at times they might also get I don't know if it is visible, probably over here you can see there's a little bit of a darker spot in this corner because probably this particular side of the cell might have died And they might also happen to get black spots like this. A lot of people get confused that these black spots are some kind of a fungal attack. Nothing to do with the fungal attack. It basically that the cell is dead. They might get a round black spot or a dark spot when the cells start to die inside. Now this is because of underwatering. In underwatering, excessively as well as overwatering, there is no such thing as excess, because it is going to die eventually. So in both cases, the leaf is going to turn mushy because the cells inside the leaf are dead. They are no longer able to have that pressure that can be maintained like in a healthy leaf. So the pressure is lost, the cells are starting to rot. Anything that tends to rot, whether it's a vegetable or a fruit, you might have seen if a fruit is starting to rot, it starts to release water. If it's a vegetable that is starting to rot, it will start to release water, because that is how the process of decomposition starts. It starts to release liquids, fluids or water. So the same way in an underwatered succulent as well, it will give you an appearance that the succulent has been overwatered, because the cells in both cases tend to die. That is the reason why in both cases the leaves tend to look very mushy, and it is very confusing for us to understand. So I think with this we might have got a fair idea why this happens. I'm very happy with the answer, to be honest, because now I know why it tends to look like this. A lot of times you might have seen your succulent is looking very healthy from above, but on the lower portion it is starting to get mushy leaves. You haven't watered it from a very long time, but it still tends to look like you have overwatered it and you are very confused. Then in most cases you'll have to do a proper check. Probably it could be due to excessive underwatering. But again, always do a check of your soil and then go ahead and take the next action, probably to water it or probably to take it out from the pot. It all depends upon your examination. So that's about it, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.